originally called Dominick's, acquired its first restaurant in 1960 in Ypsilanti, Michigan, and jumped into the delivery business the same year, something very few restaurants were doing at the time. One reason it's become so well known for its delivery is a campaign the company started in the 80s, promising delivery in
less than 30 minutes.
Within 30 minutes?
Only Domino's Pizza delivers in 30 minutes or less.
Think of delivery as being so ubiquitous. I mean, so many types of restaurants have delivery, but Domino's was there very early at scale.
When you order from certain pizza chains today, you're not really eating what you think you are. In fact, one former manager summed up the problem with just 2 words. It's reheated. The pizza that once meant a family outing with hot pans, red cups, and a buzzing restaurant has been replaced by frozen crusts trucked in, thawed toppings, and a cardboard box shoved across the counter. But which chains are the worst offenders? Stay with me, because you'll find out why some of your favorite pizza spots are now places to avoid.
Your last pizza probably came in a box like this. It's cardboard, sturdy, and most importantly, keeps your cheese from getting stuck to the lid. And that's thanks to Domino's, whose founder is widely credited with creating the corrugated pizza box. Here's how the company made its name in the pizza delivery market, and why this foundational piece of its business is facing new challenges. This is the economics of Domino's. It's one of the company's innovations, not in pizza, but in delivery. In 2022, more than 40% of online delivery orders for major pizza chains were from Domino's.
Before we move on, I'd like to ask you a small favor. If you appreciate this content, please take a second to like this video and subscribe to the channel. Over 98% of you watch the videos without subscribing. It costs you nothing, but it makes a huge difference to us. So, did you click the subscribe button? Great, thank you so much. Now back to the video.
So one part of Domino's strategy is what's called fortressing, which is making sure there's enough pizza shops in a certain mile radius that wherever your order goes, one of those pizza shops can handle it and it can help get it to your house quickly.
Or being sold to franchise stores, where pizzas are assembled and baked. The more pizzas that are sold, the more money Domino's makes from its supply chain. The company's supply line is also structured to make the pizza creation process as quick and uniform as possible. Domino's has 25 supply chain centers in the US, where dough is mixed and toppings are prepared before.
It may surprise you to learn that the pizza you pick up today often has more in common with supermarket freezer meals than with the fresh pies that once defined the American pizza experience. That slice of pepperoni might look hot and ready on the surface, but the way it got to your plate is a very different story than it was 20 or 30 years ago. What used to be an exercise in careful preparation has increasingly become an exercise in logistics, and the difference shows up in every bite.
Enjoy the best authentic Italian pizza, why not, without the expensive trip overseas?
Okay, so you're gonna start with the dough. So show us what I need to do. I'm gonna get on this side and you show me what I need to do.
All right, you're gonna dock it right here.
Oh.
So 3 fingers.
Okay.
And then you make a little circle, outer circle.
Oh, that looks beautiful.
I love extra sauce.
By the way, the reviews for this place from other states say that the sauce is to die for. Okay,
Really?
now the best part, the best ingredient, the only ingredient that you ever need, cheese.
Cheese, please.
There was a time when chains like Pizza Hut and Domino's lived on the promise of food made fresh in front of you. Families went because the crusts were rolled, sauced, and baked on the spot, and the dining rooms carried a sense of ritual. At Pizza Hut, sitting down under the stained glass lamps meant pitchers of soda, tall red cups, and the clatter of pans sliding into ovens. Domino's sold itself on the speed of fresh dough cooked quickly so customers could carry hot boxes out under their arms in less than half an hour. These routines weren't just meal services. They were part of how people made memories. That all began to change when both brands shifted their focus from craft to convenience. Instead of preparing dough from scratch each day, more and more locations started receiving it pre-made, par-baked, or frozen to save on labor. Sauces once mixed in the back with herbs and tomato paste arrived sealed in plastic bags, already seasoned, with no room for adjustment or creativity. Cheese, formerly shredded in-store, came pre-packaged in uniform, cutting down prep time but also trimming away freshness and taste. The result was a supply chain built for efficiency, but a plate of food that no longer justified the excitement families once had walking through the door. A former Pizza Hut manager admitted openly that in many stores, pizzas were not baked fresh to order the way customers assumed. Instead of dough rising in the pan, partially cooked bases were reheated to keep orders moving, turning what should have been a bubbling crust into something that felt more like survival food. Customers believed they were paying for a meal freshly baked, but what they got was a formula designed to stretch ingredients and reduce waste. That quiet shift marked the turning point from neighborhood gathering place to heat and serve outlet. The atmosphere followed suit. Those iconic red cups, the thick black pans, the salad bar tucked in the corner, all of it gave way to a thinner version of hospitality. Today, the focus is delivery tracked by app notifications, the ring of a doorbell, and hot cardboard boxes left on doorsteps. The in-person rituals that once made dining out feel worth the cost have been steadily traded for a digital transaction and a receipt. The restaurants themselves shrank or disappeared, leaving families with nothing but carry-out bags and a story that was no longer personal. Even the technology that looks consumer-friendly hides the reality behind the kitchen doors. Domino's Tracker, for example, gives names, steps, and timestamps meant to sound like a staff member is guiding your order along. In truth, the system is automated. Employees across locations confirm that the tracker doesn't reflect actual hands-on work. It simply runs a time sequence. Customers watch what looks like live progress, unaware it functions more like theater than transparency. In the kitchen, even the way toppings hit the pie is optimized for speed instead of fairness. Domino's grid-style placement requires workers to top specific zones rather than sprinkling evenly with care. The system is efficient, but the result is unmistakable. Slices edge to edge with cheese next to slices that are practically bare. For customers paying rising prices, the experience feels less like artistry and more like assembly line rations, with quality sacrificed to shave seconds and cents. The fallout from all these changes shows up in real time for customers. Cheese portions shrinking, sauces growing sweeter and thinner, salad bars cut out altogether, yet menu prices expand year after year. Chains may add new menu items or flashy promotions, but the foundation is compromised. What used to be dining with character has been flattened into something closer to uniform product delivery. This is the real trade-off. Appearances of personalization and care, masking a deeper reliance on shortcuts. Large chains created the illusion of progress by focusing on speed and technology while ignoring the essential thing people once came for: flavor built in the kitchen. And if giants such as Pizza Hut and Domino's let their quality slide this far, the question becomes obvious. What happens when the chains still living on their reputation face the same pressures? The truth is simple. What once felt like a crafted meal has shifted into a packaged product, hidden behind warm branding and the glow of digital apps. The taste, the setting, even the story of the food became secondary to speed and cost control. That change reshaped pizza into something closer to an assembly line item than a dining experience. So if you want a real standard of quality, treat your meals the same way you would strategy. Study the details, question the shortcuts, and don't settle for illusions. Because in food and in warfare, hidden compromises decide the outcome first.